What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Madam Adam, and it's time for another honest tarot deck review. Today, my friends, we are talking about a new deck that I am simply obsessed with. It's new to me. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. Copyright on it, published in 2021, so it's fairly new, I would say, but it's certainly new to me. I found this deck at a fabulous store in Greenwich in New York City. My good Judy Tyler took me to it. It's called Namaste, so make sure you check it out. I did a post about it. It's on my Instagram, so you know where it's at if you want to check that store out. They have so much shit. So crystals, tons of tarot, tons of books. It was a wonderland to walk through. And I found this deck and I looked at it and really loved the artwork as it's presented on the box and the way the suits are presented, which we'll get into in a second. But KeyMaster Tarot is what we're talking about today. KeyMaster Tarot. Love the box. It's its own carrying case. The inside is what the back of the cards look like. The back here says, follow the KeyMaster and look behind the closed doors of the mysterious house. These unique tarot cards by Lorenzo Gaggiotti. I don't know. It's very Italian. Lead you into the deepest rooms of your soul, to hidden desires and your unconscious knowledge. The KeyMaster Tarot connects the classic tarot of Marseille, right? Marseille Tarot, with the well-known A.E. Waite. The sensational illustrations of the major arcana are full of aesthetics, power, and modernity, so they're very modern. The cards of the minor arcana show the symbols of classic playing cards, which I really loved, and which is why I grabbed this, because I love the blend of the Waite system and the Marseille system. I love the mix of those put together. It's very interesting. Detailed instruction booklet by Liko Schwarz, 78 cards, gold foil, 96-page guidebook, produced in Europe, 2021. Love it. So this is what the box looks like. Very cool. I think that's the, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the Empress in the deck. And you can see the gold, the way the gold foil is represented as well. And that's how that is on the cards also. And the little side image. There you go. That's the suits. We love that. And that's what drew me to this, is that I love the kind of classic affinity for the suits of normal playing cards, because that was my first experience with tarot, was watching a Catholic nun read playing cards. Watching a Catholic nun read playing cards. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is so cool. This is magic. So before we get into the deck itself, we're of course going to talk about the guidebook a little bit about the introduction. KeyMaster Tarot, key to the secret of life. And I really agree with that. I think that tarot is definitely a mirror and a way to look at your life in a unique way. So Lorenzo G, the artist and creator of the KeyMaster Tarot, was fascinated about the symbols on the traditional Italian playing cards. And they have them listed here. From a very young age, whilst playing games with family, he discovered not only the forever-changing possibilities of combinations, but also a fascination for the symbols themselves, the swords, wands, coins, and cups. What realms, worlds beyond worlds, meanings were hidden behind them. I, too, grew up playing a lot of card games. I grew up Italian, Roman Catholic, and we played a lot of rummy, a lot of Liverpool rummy, which is 2 decks put together. It's kind of what has become Phase 10 is Liverpool rummy. So a lot of that kind of thing. But we did a lot of playing card games when I was a kid, and that's how I learned to shuffle cards and loved the thwack of a card. I loved the feeling of them, and like Lorenzo here as well, the combinations are endless that you can get and how things line up. And if you give them meaning, then like that's a whole other language, right? So it became obvious that Lorenzo would eventually create his own game, a first creation followed by more. A love for design and a desire to discover the secrets of the playing cards combined in an excellent manner. Hundreds of years of tarot wisdom formed the foundation of the presented KeyMaster Tarot deck. Lorenzo has orientated himself around the 2 most famous tarot in the world, the historical Marseille from the 16th and 17th century, and the well-known Rider-Waite-Smith from the 1910s. The artist precisely selects scenes from both of those styles of medieval representation and playful Art Nouveau, finding his own personal expression and opening space in universes that are full of secrets, raising 1,000 questions that resonate in our thoughts, feelings, and soul, triggering a great longing for answers, life itself, nature, and creature. In its vastness and dynamic secret that holds on to us, seduces us to seek the keys to the most wonderful, terrifying, pleasurable, serious adventure and open new realms. I love that. Bit by bit, we become richer in knowledge through questions and answers, finding our way through life and in our daily routines. The historical tarot deck shows the 4 colors as swords, coins, wands, and cups. In the KeyMaster tarot, the symbols are formulated somewhat differently based on the French cards. They also represent the 4 elements, swords being air, so that would be spades. Coins are earth, so diamonds. Wands are fire, so clubs. And I love that because a club is kind of like a leaf. It's like a clover in a way. So like life, passion, fire, right? Fire is life. Everything starts with fire. The zodiac wheel begins with Aries. So I think the clubs or clovers as fire is wands is very appropriate. And then cups for water, hearts, obviously. The numbering of the cards, justice and strength, have also been flipped to the original of the Marseille deck. So, and that's a unique thing to this deck in particular. And by my method of teaching tarot, the Madame Adam grid, all of the majors trickle down into the minors. So how does that affect that representation? And I think that it represents very well because it's strength and justice. Justice in my shorthand is karma. So depending on how that relates to those minors, I think it still stands. Like an 8 of cups can still be represented by karma just as much as strength, because it's your own karma to move past and to create new realities for you. You can still apply it both ways. And I think that that's fascinating. And I did like that. Upon seeing this new deck, it kind of forced me to see the numeric layout in a different way and to be open to those majors trickling down into the minors in a unique way, or in a new way for me, at least. Going on, the KeyMaster Tarot with its 78 cards can be used in a read like a big house in the universe of fantasies, wisdom, mysteries, and knowledge. Everything is hidden in endless orbits like planets. Our task is to look for the keys, to find them, and finally, while orbiting, to open the doors to the still unknown realms, to decipher dreams, wishes, and mysteries, understanding them piece by piece. On the trail of the future with 1,000 questions which seem to multiply, and the humility to be satisfied with a few clear answers, let's shuffle the cards and get started. Endless combinations of life, questions, and everyday topics. I love this. Very good. So they go on to talk about human existence, and each time the cards are shuffled and various images come out and open you up and things like that. Life is a secret to which we have to unlock. You know, I love that perspective. They go into the major arcana. Each one is broken down very well. They have got some questions attached to them also, which is great. They go into some spreads too once they break down the minors. And each minor is broken down in a few words. They have a good word attached to each one. So Ace of Swords energy is clarity. 2 of Swords is inner peace. 3 of Swords is heartache. 4 of Swords is retreat. 5 of Swords is wins and losses. 6 of Swords is change. 7 of Swords is battlegrounds, etc. So it goes from there. So and then they elaborate a bit, but I do find very refreshing the single word definitions that we give to each one of the cards. And then, of course, the elaboration of those. But it is a little different for each one. Ace of Pentacles, the gift of growth. 2 of Pentacles, moving balance. 3 of Pentacles, collaboration. 4 of Pentacles, property. 5 of Pentacles, exclusion. That's a great word for that card. So I love the additional layer, the new words that it's exposing me to as a reader. And And then they've got some spreads, of course, back here as well. So I think this is a great deck. I love the combination of Italian and French. I love the mixture of these things. Lorenzo G, the creator of the KeyMaster Tarot, was already fascinated as a child by the symbols of traditional Italian playing cards, so foreseeable that at some point he would create a card game himself. The first one was followed by others. Today, the Italian-born lives in Sweden, where he runs Stockholm 17 playing cards. The KeyMaster is his first tarot. Very well done. The author, Liko Schwarz, is a psychologist, tarot expert, and an author. She advises individual clients and teams as a coach. In addition, she has trained numerous tarot experts who, in turn, give a variety of seminars and tarot training. She also lives in Switzerland. He lives in Sweden, she lives in Switzerland. She publishes several books about tarot, so that's lovely. Let's look at these cards. I'm obsessed. My favorite thing I think about them is the size, though, that they are a bit more narrow than my other decks that I have. They're a bit more narrow. They're not as wide. You can see the difference there. It's just a little bit, but they're not quite as wide as these ones. This is Antique Anatomy. But they just fit better in the hand. You know, they fit really well in the hand. I love this gold foil background and the 4 keys that are there. Also, tarot is spelled out in a sign or in hand symbology as well. The T-A-R-O-T that is around T-A-R-O. That's T-A-R-O. That's around the cards as well. So it does kind of, you can tell if it's upright or upside down. You can definitely tell. So it does lend to inversions, but you can tell the difference in which is which. Each one of the keys is one of the suits. So again, I love that. I think that's really pretty and really fun. And I love the hand symbology. The ace of each suit is one of those hand symbol images. Here we go. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. It's a hand symbol like that. So that's fun. It's just so unique, you know? And so all of the major arcana are drawn. Physical pictured images. Here's the Ace of Cups. Another hand image. So maybe it's like Pentacles, Cups is like a give, maybe. I'm not sure if that's an ASL thing. I don't think it's in the guidebook. I looked. I don't think that's a thing that's said in the guidebook. The images of the miners and why we picked that. Thought has no limit. Swords are both conflicts and resolutions at the same time. Your ability to understand what's going on right now and to use the correct language is needed, whether verbal or thought. It doesn't say why we picked the hands. Why those hands were chosen. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Why is that an ASL thing for that letter? It doesn't seem to line up like that to me. From what I know about ASL, I don't think those are the letters. For T, A, R, and O, I don't think that's it, but I might be wrong. But yeah, the hands are really cool. But I love that the minor arcana are just suits. So that's a 9 of Cups. 9 of Hearts. Cups are hearts. So it's 9 of, and it forces you to remember the baseline of what, I love cards like this that have just a symbol and it's not like people doing something, because sometimes people that don't want to take the time to learn the language, they rely too much on the image. You know, we might rely too much on what we see on the card. So, but this is the High Priestess. In the deck, she's beautiful, and you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see the gold, there it is, some of the gold shine that's here, some of the sacred geometry and the gold shine that's present, but I love this. I love the image, I love the color palette, I love the shape of the cards, I love the bend. This is, I think, a pretty good beginner-friendly deck if you are going to learn and focus on numerology and symbology. Knowing what the card means or practicing what the card means might be difficult without images, but as an experienced reader, I really fuck with this, and there's something old to it, harkening back to the Marseille deck, which is much older than the Rider-Waite-Smith and Pamela Coleman-Smith's imagery of 1910. It is older, so it does feel like there is this ancient practice happening again, and it feels really, really good. So yeah, here's a 3 of Wands, and you can see the way that the gold changes per card. There's some of the gold shine on that 9 there. You can see that as well. I tried to show it as much as possible in the deck review. Here's a 9 of Wands, boundaries, right? And there's a bit more, right? So you can see how it changes a bit, but it's literally just a collection of suit. It's just, that's all it is. But I love this deck. I think it is so fun. I think it's so cool. It's going to be one that I use a lot. It's become a fast favorite. It moved to the top of my list the moment I opened it up. I was like, yup, this is going to be one. A great shuffle. They just fit really well in my hands. There's something about this tall narrowness. This is Zodiac Tarot. And just look at the card difference. Look at the difference lined up. Look at how much space. Just that little bit. Zodiac Tarot cards, these are huge. These are big. This is a big deck. This deck is hard to shuffle. But like, look at this. Just that little narrowing is just enough to fit it well in your hand and shuffle it a little bit better, you know? So size difference, you know? I really, really, really enjoy this deck. I would say it's beginner friendly if you want to learn to not rely so much on the image and to know the minor arcana based on the suit and what number it is. The number coming from the major arcana. And I also love the flip of justice and strength and what that does for the reading. So 11 is strength, and that means that the 8 is justice or karma. So when you see 1111, normally I'm like karma, but now it's like, oh, karmic strength though. Like strength comes from perseverance and consistency and stuff like that, right? So yeah, and then therefore the pages all come from strength in this deck, opposed to coming from justice, right? So the strength of youth, the strength of new ideas, the ability to hit the ground running and be consistent found in all of those pages and how they deliver their messages and things like this is stuff that we talk about in my Tarot 102 classes. But basically, as I said, the way I teach is that all of the majors are extended into their minor arcana, and the flipping to the Marseille version changes justice and strength a bit. Those two numbers are flipped. So yeah, so the 8s then are karmic. Instead of being exercises in strength, they're exercises in karma. So getting out of your head is karmic. You put yourself there. Moving on from an emotional thing is karmic. This is full circle. We need to break the cycle here. 8 of Wands energy, right place, right time is karmic in many senses. It's between you and justice. It's justifiable. 8 of Pentacles energy, hard work creates good karma, right? So you can still apply it in that way. And I love the switch up and I love the change in that. So I do think it is a good beginner deck. I think it might be a little advanced for some people because there are not images and the minors are just a collection of suit in the number, but it does force you to kind of go, okay, what number is this? What's the suit? This is what realm we're talking about of existence. If it's in this suit, then we're talking about emotion. We're talking about logic or our brain. We're talking about our physical environment or our money, our job. What are we talking about based on what suit we're in? And then the major arcana that it's connected to numerically as well. So I love this deck. KeyMaster Tarot has really opened up my passion again for some things. It's made it really, really cool, and it's a really fun deck, and I hope you enjoy it. A full look at the deck is coming up right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are there any major arcana that you enjoy in particular, since it is a little different in the imagery? Let me know what you guys think. Is this a deck you're going to check out? I got it again at Namaste in New York City in Greenwich. Make sure you check them out. They also have a crystal shop nearby. Shout out to Tyler for taking us there. Really, really cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking. Thank you for enjoying the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and share and tell your friends. I appreciate you. A full look at KeyMaster Tarot is coming up right now.
you.